Connie Smith, Chief of Investigations for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. This evening at 6:03 p.m. here at 1400 Kings Road, Officer M.C. Pelletier was involved in a shooting. The circumstances surrounding that incident are as follows. The officer was working on duty. He was not on a call. He was sitting in his car at the Exxon behind me when he observed a black male walking eastbound on the sidewalk on Kings Road, and he approached a vehicle that was at the stop sign at Kings and Barnett. Apparently the two know each other because they had some sort of a conversation. At some point the suspect pulled a gun. The officer heard and saw the shot, and the green car, which is around the corner on Barnett Street now, pulled out from the stop sign and headed westbound on Kings Road. The suspect continued to fire shots at that car. All the while the officer is observing this. He exits his car, confronts the suspect who is standing in the street firing as the car is speeding away, fires one shot at the suspect. The suspect then takes off running westbound on Kings Road. The officer jumps back into his car and attempts to catch up with the suspect who is running on foot westbound on Kings. He sees the suspect turn onto Blue Avenue, which is the very next street. As he makes the corner onto Blue, his headlights come around the corner, and he sees the suspect standing in the roadway with a gun raised towards the officer, and the officer accelerates and hits the suspect. He doesn't see the suspect at this point, but he hears another gunshot being fired. He exits his car and sees the suspect on the ground with a gun. He takes the gun from the suspect, and the suspect is taken into custody. The suspect had some sort of injury, a non-life-threatening injury, but has been transported to UF Health at this time.
Was the officer hurt at all?
No.
And can you spell the last name of the officer?
It's Pelletier, P-E-L-L-E-T-I-E-R. His ID is 64411. His date of employment is 10/16/06, so he's been on for 13 years.
And what can you tell us about the person that was being shot at in that green car? Are they okay?
Yes, that individual actually returned to the scene after all of the shots, and the suspect was taken into custody, and he's being cooperative at this time.
Do we know why there was an argument between them?
They have some sort of a pre-existing common problem between the two of them. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but they do know each other.
Are you releasing identity on the suspect at this point?
Yes, the suspect is Michael Jerome Hudson with a date of birth of 3/31/58. As I said, he's at UF Health right now.
Any priors on Michael?
I believe he does have priors, but I don't know what they are.
We'll get that to you on Monday.
And just to be clear, the car that he was shooting at didn't shoot back. There was no shootout between them two.
No, it was a one-sided shootout. The suspect fired multiple shots at the green car, but the green car did not return fire. My understanding is we did not find a gun in that individual's car.
Would you say the officer probably stopped something worse from happening, at least the shooting, like this other person being hit?
He on viewed a shooting in progress. I mean, he would just happen to be in the right place at the right time. I mean, I'm sure that the suspect didn't know that the officer was sitting right across the street. He was totally focused on the person that he was having this argument with.
And he was right there. The cars were right there?
Yes. Barnett Street is the street. You can see it right there. Just past that. And the green car that he was shooting at is parked just on the other side of that building.
Do you know how fast the officer was traveling when he hit the suspect in that?
I don't know how fast he was traveling. How fast can you go in that short of a period? I'm not sure.
Just to clarify, the suspect didn't start trying to shoot at the officer until he had followed him in the car, right? Or
correct.
Okay.
The individual ran around to Blue Avenue, and when the officer came around the corner, the suspect had his gun raised at the officer's car.
All right. Any further questions?
Yes, the officer been involved in any of the shootings?
No, it's first shooting.
And
he has been placed on administrative leave as procedure in these types of incidents.
And the officer did shoot at the suspect at any time?
He did fire one shot at the suspect. When he was standing in the road firing at the green car, the officer fired one shot at the suspect.
Did he hit him?
No.
So he was injured with the impact.
It appears that he was injured as a result of being hit by the officer's car when he came around the corner.
You may have mentioned, what is his condition, Mr. Hudson?
A non-life-threatening injury is all I know right now, but I'm not sure what exactly the injury is.
FTLE, just to make sure FTLE is also investigating as his protocol or
No.
not his case? Okay.
Any further questions? Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.